Chapter 27:12. It's simple. All you have to do is call my dad and tell him where we are. He'll find us as long as he knows the approximate area. That won't work. We're already quite far from Sea City. I heard that the city was sealed off. How did you guys get out? Zhang Manlin was curious. This man is very cunning. He took us on a dirt road and a mountain road. It took us a long time to get out. Plus, this place is very secluded, Pudding explained. That's even more difficult. Even if I tell your dad, you guys would have been taken to the next destination by the time he gets here. Yes, but there's no better way, Pudding lowered her head and analyzed. I can call for reinforcements. My hometown is in this area. I know a lot of people here. I can call for reinforcements. Absolutely not. Why not? Zhang Manlin asked. That man has knives, guns, and explosives. If you bring reinforcements, you'll only implicate innocent people. I don't want that to happen. Pudding had a lot of considerations. She didn't want to implicate more people because of her and her sister. When they were kidnapped by Wuxia, they almost killed that big dumb guy. Pudding still had lingering fears. But, if we let you guys get taken away, it'll be even harder to rescue you. Pudding looked at Zhang Manlin's watch. There's not much time left. I have to tell you quickly. Miss Zhang, since your hometown is here, then you should know where the next destination is after this town. I know. It's Peach Blossom Village. Is that the only one? Pudding asked. This is a mountainous area. Peach Blossom Village is the only way to get there if he keeps going down. How far is it? About 50 miles. Very good, we should be able to make it in time. Just tell my dad to bring people to Peach Blossom Village. Don't worry, my dad is a big shot. He can even mobilize helicopters. Also, Handsome Sue, will definitely have many ways to save us. You just need to inform them. But Zhang Manlin was about to say something. Pudding interrupted her and continued, Miss Zhang, I won't let you help us for free. Although I'm a child, I know how to repay kindness. You know why Little Bean and I teased you and targeted you before. I won't say too much, but if you help us this time, we definitely won't treat you badly. You should know my daddy's wealth. When the time comes, whether you want money, a car, a house, or a job, as long as it's within his means, he'll agree to it. I haven't thought about that. Even if it's a child I don't know, I won't just stand by and watch. I'm a very soft-hearted person, Zhang Manlin explained. You don't have to tell me these things. I want you to do what I want you to do right now. Call the phone right away. When I'm out, you have to call my dad. Don't call the police. Thank you. With that, Pudding turned around and walked out. Seeing Pudding come back from the washroom, Hyungjun's expression didn't change. He lowered his head and continued eating. Big Brother June, should we pack something for dinner? This place looks very desolate. If we keep walking like this, we might not even have food at the next stop, Xianxia asked worriedly. No, it's too troublesome to bring food. There's still a lot of bread, ham, and water in the car. Are you planning to fight a long battle? Xianxia was shocked. Qin Chu isn't that easy to deal with. I've investigated him. We have to be more careful. Let's go. With that, Hyungjun stood up, grabbed Pudding with one hand and walked out. Xianxia also grabbed Little Bean and dragged her out. Not far away, Zhang Manlin watched this scene in silence. Chapter 27:13. As she watched the twins disappear into the distance, she took out her phone and dialed a number. Hello? Is this Big Brother Qian? Lin, what is it? Big Brother Qian, I saw the twins. Where are they? In a small town on my way back to my hometown. What a coincidence. Wuxia put down the cigar in his hand, slightly surprised. He knew that the twins were kidnapped by Xianxia and her lover. But he didn't expect Zhang Manlin to see them. It was too much of a coincidence. Yeah, I was shocked. Seriously, what should I do now? I don't know which one is the older one or the younger one, but she's smart. She saw me in the washroom and asked me to call her father for help. She said she won't mistreat me. I want to ask for your opinion, Big Brother Qian. Lin, what do you think? Wuxia smiled slightly. Qin Chu must be worried sick right now after losing his daughter. If I really did provide him with information about his daughter, maybe he'd have a better impression of me. Then, I'd be able to develop a relationship with him. It'd be good for you, right? Zhang Manlin was still thinking about developing a relationship with Qin Chu. Through the phone, she couldn't see the contempt on Huasi Qian's face. Big brother Qian, what do you think? If I tell him, he'll be grateful, right? Zhang Manlin's voice was tinged with excitement. Lin, you're still too young, Huasi Qian said meaningfully. Big brother Qian, what do you mean? I don't quite understand. Zhang Manlin couldn't read Huasi Qian's mind and didn't dare to act rashly. What I mean is, Lin, maybe Qin Chu never fully trusted you. So, no matter what you do, he won't appreciate it. Even if you save the twins, he might not like you. Maybe you'll only get some money and nothing else. But you don't need money. I can give you money, right? Big brother Qian, you're right. Then, what should I do? So I don't have to care about the twins? No, you want to take care of it? But, can't you use another method? Huasi Qian began to hint at him vaguely. What is it, brother Qian? Please enlighten me. Huasi Qian raised his right hand and rubbed his temples with his slender fingers before letting out a long sigh. Lin, brother Qian and the others are getting close. If Qin Chu is distracted by this, it'll be a great opportunity for me. Big brother Qian, you mean hi? Zhang Manlin suddenly understood. And don't worry about it. Just do whatever you can. Okay, I understand. Thank you, brother Qian. All right, there's something else I want to tell you. Go ahead, big brother Qian, Zhang Manlin said politely, not daring to offend Huasi Qian. The twins are very smart. If you didn't ask for help for them, then you should think of a way to get yourself out of this situation. Otherwise, they won't let you get away with it. All right, I understand. After hanging up, Zhang Manlin gritted her teeth and didn't say anything else. On the other side, after hanging up, Cheng asked anxiously, Boss, what do you mean by this? You don't understand, do you? Boss, you've always loved Miss Hua. Why would you? Cheng didn't finish his sentence, but it was obvious that Huasi Qian knew what he wanted to ask. On the phone, Huasi Qian not only didn't let Zhang Manlin save the twins, but he also told her to buy time. Chapter 27:14. Cheng didn't understand this move at all. They're Mian's children, but they're not mine. I'm not Suyu. I'm not so great as to love her with someone else's child. So, you want to take this opportunity to get rid of the twins? Cheng's heart sank. He didn't expect his boss to be so cruel this time. He wouldn't even let a 3.5-year-old kid go. No, I didn't say I wanted to get rid of them. As for how Zhang Manlin will understand, that's her business. Since she ran into the twins, it doesn't matter if we save them or not. It's still a problem. If Zhang Manlin kills the twins and Miss Hua finds out, that's Zhang Manlin's own actions. She loves Qin Chu so much that she killed them. It has nothing to do with me. Huasi Qian denied all responsibility. Cheng couldn't help but admire his boss's scheming. He always used the most brilliant method to kill with a borrowed knife. Plus, he was so vague about what he said. No matter what Zhang Manlin did, Huasi Qian would never admit that it was his order. This was a brilliant move. However, it was also extremely vicious. Zhang Manlin wanted to call Qin Chu because she wanted to take credit in front of Qin Chu. However, Huasi Qian wasn't wrong. If she didn't get any benefits from helping the twins, then she would have to give up. Then wouldn't she have helped them for nothing? Plus, the twins didn't like her before. Why should she save them? However, if she didn't save them now, the twins would definitely tell Qin Chu that they ran into her on the way. So, just as Huasi Qian said, it was Zhang Manlin's choice whether to save them or not. In the end, Zhang Manlin made up her mind and made a phone call. Hello, is this your cousin? I'm your sister Lin. Yes, Taoyuan village. Yes, listen to me. Don't act rashly, okay? Take them and leave. Don't mess with that man. Yes, that's it. Go, I'll be there in a minute. Then, Zhang Manlin put down the phone. She had an idea. This time, she wouldn't listen to Huasi Qian, but she wouldn't listen to Qin Chu either. She wanted to decide her own fate. City Bureau, Suyu, Tangchuan, Qin Ning, Wei Liao, Jiang Xiaowei, Zhu Lingling, Qin Chu, and Huamin. Huamian was both physically and mentally exhausted, and her face was pale. Mian, you can't do this. Huamian, and you can't help but collapse you. Heartbroken, Zhu Te's heart ached. Suddenly Hua's heart beat of T2's, she immediately followed him. If we still can't find the kids, Mian will go crazy. Zhu Lingling said with tears in her eyes. We want to. We've tried our best, but there's still no news. Did we really kidnap them? But the kidnappers haven't called. It's already past the golden 12 hours. If the kidnappers aren't after money, are they here for revenge? Could it be that the children have already? Tang Chuan paused. Qin Ning punched Tang Chuan on the shoulder. Go to hell. Don't say things like that. I'll break up with you. No. I'm just guessing. Calm down, Ningning. I'm just saying. Tang Chuan realized he had said something wrong and immediately tried to appease Qin Ning. You can't just say things like that. The twins will come back safe and sound. They will. Qin Ning leaned on Tang Chuan's shoulder and sobbed. Qin Chu, do you have any other ideas? Su Yu looked up at Qin Chu, crestfallen. Chapter 27:15. Let's wait. We can only wait. Qin Chu's confidence took a hit. He thought that the kidnappers would call him in 12 hours, but, seeing Huamin on the verge of breaking down, Qin Chu wasn't in a good mood either. His mood was similar to Huamin's. However, he was a man and had to carry the family on his shoulders. He couldn't fall at this time. We can't wait. I'm dying of anxiety. Su Yu stood up and paced around the office anxiously. What the hell? There are so many surveillance cameras in the city, but they couldn't catch the kidnapper. Wei Liao was puzzled. This shows how good the kidnapper is at avoiding detection. Tang Chuan added. I still don't believe that Wuxia has nothing to do with this. Even if he didn't do it, he should at least know about it. He has so many spies, but it doesn't make sense for him to say that he doesn't know anything. Although we're looking for the kids in secret, there's no way that Wuxia doesn't know anything about it, Wei Liao continued to analyze. Damn it, I should go fight him. Upon hearing that it had something to do with Wuxia, Su Yu couldn't stay calm anymore. His eyes were bloodshot. Lord Su, calm down. Tang Chuan stood up and pulled Su Yu back. How can I calm down? We don't even know if the kids are dead or alive. How can I calm down? Su Yu roared. Qin Chu slowly raised his head. Thank you for working with me to find the kids. From now on, I don't need your help anymore. Qin Chu, what do you mean? Su Yu was stunned at first, then he became furious. What I mean is, I'll look for my own daughter myself. I know you have good intentions, but there are so many people. If we continue to search like this, not only will we not find any clues, we'll also alert the enemy. That's why the kidnappers are so cautious. They don't even dare to make a phone call. Why don't we make a small commotion? Perhaps we'll get news soon. After speaking, Qin Chu got up and walked out. Qin Chu, you bastard! What right do you have to stop me from interfering? Get back here. Upon hearing Qin Chu's words, Su Yu was so angry that he jumped up and scolded him. But Qin Chu still didn't look back. Motherfucker, you bastard! Su Yu tried to chase after him. However, he was held back by Tang Chuan and Wei Liao. Lord Su, don't be rash. Don't hold me back, I'm not crazy. It's Qin Chu who's crazy. Motherfucker. What the hell is he thinking? What right does he have to stop us from interfering, huh? Su Yu was still yelling, unconvinced. After Qin Chu left, he called one of his subordinates. Keep a close eye on Wuxia. Track all of his calls and meetings with the outside world and report to me carefully. Yes, President Qin. Just as Wei Liao said, Qin Chu didn't believe that Wuxia didn't know anything. However, he knew that Wuxia was very sly and cunning. He wouldn't show his tail so easily, so he had to wait for the right opportunity. After hanging up, he watched as Jiang Xiaowei helped Huamin back from the bathroom. Huamin's face was pale. How are you? Can you hold on? Qin Chu walked over and held Huamin in his arms. Huamin shook her head and said in a hoarse voice, Honey, I'm fine. Finding the kids is more important. You haven't been feeling well recently. Why don't I take you to Southside? No, I want to continue looking for the twins, Huamin insisted. Qin Huamian is already. Jiang Shaowei wanted to tell him that Huamin was pregnant with a second child. Chapter 27:16. However, she was once again interrupted by Huamin. I'm slightly hungry. Can you buy me something to eat? Okay, wait for me. Jiang Shaowei knew that Huamin didn't want her to say anything, so she turned around and went downstairs. What did Dr. Jiang want to say? Qin Chu cleverly looked into Huamin's eyes. Shaowei said that I'm very weak right now, so she doesn't want me to continue the search with you. But, our daughters are my life, so I can't just sit in the hospital and wait for death. Even if I die of exhaustion, I have to continue the search. I won't give up on any hope or opportunity. I understand. Let's go. I'll take you to the lounge for a while. Qin Chu's heart ached as he helped Huamin to a quiet lounge in the bureau. In another room, Suyu was still scolding Qin Chu for not letting them get involved. Suyu, are you done? My brother lost the kids. He's their biological father. He's more worried than anyone else. He doesn't want us to get involved not because he doesn't know what's good for him, but because he's worried about many things. Please use your brain. We've mobilized so many people to look for the kids and alerted the kidnappers. They wouldn't dare to call my brother for a ransom. If this drags on, my niece's safety will be in danger. Ning Ning, you only care about your brother, but you have to understand Lord Su's feelings. The kids grew up by his side. Even if Lord Su isn't their biological father, he's more than their biological father. We all know how Lord Su treats the kids these past few years. Now that the kids are missing, how can he not get involved? Let's put ourselves in his shoes. Qin Chu has his own ideas, but we have to understand Lord Su's feelings. Wei Liao said this because Tang Chuan didn't dare to get close to the angry Qin Ning. He was afraid that she would throw a tantrum. Wei Liao couldn't help but stand up for Suyu. It was pardonable. After all, they were friends. Hey, what do you mean by that? Qin Ning felt a little uncomfortable. All right, all of you, stop arguing, will you? What do you mean now? Are we rebelling? Hua Xiqian is laughing at us, and the kidnappers are laughing at us too. We don't even know where Pudding and Little Bean are. Why are we fighting with our own people? Tang Chuan was also dumbfounded and yelled angrily. I have to find the child. You guys can stay out of it, but I can't leave it be. I can't ever. With that, Suyu pushed Wei Liao away and rushed out of the police station. The remaining people looked at each other and didn't say a word. The atmosphere was very awkward. When Gao Ran came back, the office was empty. Hey, I just went out for a meeting. Why is there no one when I come back? Gao Ran was puzzled. Don't mention it. Qin Chu and Suyu got into a fight. Qin Chu and Huamian are in the lounge now. Everyone else left, Zhu Lingling said with a pout. Gao Ran heard this and walked towards the lounge. Before Jiang Shaowei and Wei Liao left, they bought a bowl of porridge for Huamin. When Gao Ran went in, Qin Chu was carefully feeding Huamin porridge. The gentleness in his eyes was a special right that only Huamin had. Gao Ran walked in. Mian, you're not feeling well. Why don't you go back and rest with Lingling? Leave this to me and Qin Chu. Chapter 27:17. No, I want to stay with you guys until my kids come back. Huamin was determined. Don't try to talk her out of it. We've known each other for a long time. You guys know Mian's temper well, Qin Chu said. Zhu Lingling nodded. I know. Mian, you have to take care of yourself. Don't let anything happen to you before the kids are found. Zhu Lingling's heart ached for Huamian. I'm fine, Lingling. I can still hold on. Huamin squeezed out a smile. Gao Ran drove Zhu Lingling home. On the way back, Zhu Lingling changed from her usual nosy self and was extremely quiet. Honey, what's wrong? Are you not feeling well? Gao Ran asked as he drove. Do you even need to ask? Of course I'm not feeling well. Zhu Lingling pouted. You're still worried about the twins. Of course, my future daughter-in-law is missing. How can I not be worried? Are you serious? The kids are so young and don't even know what daughter-in-law means. That's enough. What do you know? Arbuyuan likes Little Bean very much. How old is our son? What are you talking about? Gao Ran almost spat out blood. I'm telling the truth. So, when you drive me home, be careful. Don't let our son know that Little Bean is missing. If he knows, he'll be so worried that he won't be able to eat or sleep well. He won't even be in the mood to go to kindergarten. Is that necessary? Gao Ran obviously didn't believe her. Just be careful. Listen to whatever I tell you. Zhu Lingling rolled her eyes at Gao Ran. At the Gao mansion, when Zhu Lingling returned home, her mother-in-law was watching TV with her grandson. Mom, the two greeted. You're back? You're just in time. I'm leaving now. Mom, why don't you leave after dinner? I bought some vegetables. Zhu Lingling tried to persuade her to stay. No. Your dad is at home and hasn't eaten yet. Really? Then let the driver send Dad here to have a bite. Gao Ran suggested. No, your dad has been a vegetarian recently, so he can't eat with you guys. My grandson is growing now, so I have to make more meat for him. You guys go ahead, I'm going back. After that, Gao Ran's mother was driven away by the driver. Then I'm going to cook. Are you eating at home? Zhu Lingling glanced at Gao Ran and asked. Gao Ran lowered his head and looked at his watch. Can you finish it in half an hour? I have to go back to the bureau in an hour. Then I'll make the braised noodles. Without waiting for Gao Ran to reply, Zhu Lingling took off her jacket and carried the vegetables into the kitchen. Son, come here and call me Daddy. Gao Ran beckoned Gao Buyuan over with his finger. To his surprise, Gao Buyuan glanced at Gao Ran helplessly. How old are you? Don't you think you're childish? Whoa, I say. You're all grown up now. You don't even like calling me Daddy anymore. Gao Ran scolded. No, I mean, what era are we in now? Who still calls me Daddy? Then what do you call me? Gao Ran was surprised. Daddy, of course. Didn't you see the twins call Uncle Qin Daddy? Don't you think it's very fashionable? Gao Ran shook his head. I don't think so. So, you're really behind the times. I have a classmate in my class who comes from a wealthy family. I heard that his ancestors are from Aizenjoro. Whoa, the royal family of the Qing dynasty. Gao Ran interrupted. Yeah, that's why they all call their dad Mom. That's more fashionable. Son, do you know about Little Bean? Since Little Bean was mentioned, Gao Ran decided to test his son's reaction. Chapter 27:18. What's up with Little Bean? Gao Buyuan was watching Peter Pan's cartoon without blinking. Hearing his dad's words, he immediately turned his head, looking nervous. You haven't heard anything about Little Bean? Your mom didn't say a word? Gao Ran continued to probe. What kind of person are you? You're a man, why are you so hesitant? Just say what you want to say. Look at Uncle Qin, he never talks nonsense. Hey, why are you teaching your old man a lesson, brat? Are you the dad or am I the dad? After being lectured by his son, Gao Buyuan didn't feel good. Dad, don't waste time. Get to the point. What happened to Little Bean? Did Annie Huamin beat her up? Gao Buyuan guessed. No, it's much more serious than that. Hearing that, Gao Buyuan turned off the TV and walked up to his dad. Hurry up and tell me. Don't beat around the bush. Ahem. Then I'll tell you. Calm down. Don't get agitated. Tell me. I won't get agitated. Gao Buyuan was anxious. At this moment, Gao Ran sneakily turned his head and looked at the kitchen door. Zhu Lingling didn't look like she was going to come out, so he lowered his voice and said to his son, Son, Little Bean is missing. What? Gao Buyuan raised his voice. Lower your voice. Don't let your mom hear you. She didn't want me to tell you because she didn't want you to be distracted. Gao Ran put a finger to his lips. Dad, are you sure you're not lying to me? I'm telling you, April Fool's Day is over. If you're lying to me, I won't forgive you. Gao Buyuan obviously didn't believe him. When did I lie to you? Gao Ran said angrily. What happened? How could she be missing? Where's Pudding? Together. She's missing. Does Wei Yunchu know? Gao Buyuan asked. How would I know? It's none of your business. Gao Ran rolled his eyes. Oh my God. Why didn't you tell me this earlier? I just saw you. I've been so busy these past few days. Dad, where did they go missing? How long have they been missing? Were they kidnapped or abducted by human traffickers? Or did they get lost? What's the nature of the kidnapping? Gao Buyuan was indeed the son of a policeman. His logical thinking ability was very strong. Gao Buyuan asked a series of questions. Gao Ran couldn't answer. The situation isn't optimistic. It's been more than a day and a night. Your Uncle Qin and Auntie Huamin are worried sick. We've been trying our best to find her, but there's no news. There's no luck either. We don't know if she's been kidnapped or kidnapped. Dad, what kind of police officer are you? How can you not find any clues for such an important case? Gao Buyuan complained to his father. I'm more anxious than you little brat. It's not that I'm not qualified as a police officer, it's just that this case is really complicated and confusing. We're guessing that the possibility of revenge is higher. Your Uncle Qin is in a high position and attracts a lot of attention. He has a lot of enemies, so, if their enemies seek revenge, won't they be in danger? Gao Buyuan's expression changed. Yes, it's very dangerous. That's why we're all worried. What's the point of worrying? Hurry up and find them. Gao Buyuan stood on the sofa and ordered his father excitedly. I'm looking for them. I haven't stopped. Time to eat, you two. Zhu Lingling walked out with noodles. Gao Buyuan jumped down from the sofa and picked up his bag to leave. Son, where are you going? Zhu Lingling was surprised. Chapter 27:19. I'm going to find Little Bean. Find Little Bean? Zhu Lingling was surprised at first and then gave Gao Ran a dirty look. Did you leak it out, you stupid car mouth? Honey, I didn't mean to. I didn't expect our son to be so agitated. You're so mean. I'll teach you a lesson. Then, Zhu Lingling rushed to the door and stopped her son. Buyuan, where are you going to find Little Bean? Little Bean might be lost and can't find her home. I know her favorite places. She likes amusement parks, Haagen-Dazs, grilled meat, cream cake, Hong Kong-style milk tea, steamed buns, shrimp dumplings. Anyway, I'm going to find her. Son, listen to Mommy. Little Bean isn't lost. She might have been taken away by bad guys. You're a kid, you can't even protect yourself. How are you going to protect Little Bean? Your daddy is a police officer and there are so many uncles at the police station. They're all very brave and will definitely catch the bad guys, okay? Then tell Dad to go now, but your dad hasn't eaten yet. It'll be too late by the time he finishes eating. Go and find her now. Gao Buyuan was very stubborn. Honey, what are you waiting for? Go and find her, then my noodles. Gao Ran had been busy the whole day and was starving. Looking at the noodles his wife had just made, he felt tired and hungry. What noodles? Don't you know which one is more important? Zhu Lingling scolded. I'll go back to the police station now. Gao Ran stood up and walked out. Dad, go ahead, son. Gao Ran thought his son was regretting his decision because he didn't eat. Gao Buyuan said, Dad, you have to do your best to find her, okay? You have to find Little Bean and Pudding. Otherwise, Uncle Qin and Auntie Huamin won't be able to live. Brat, now you know how to feel sorry for your in-laws, Gao Ran said jokingly, then hurriedly took the police uniform downstairs. Son, Dad went to look for her. Don't worry. Let's eat. Mom, I'm not hungry. I'm not eating. With that, Gao Buyuan ran to the cabinet in the living room and took down the teddy bear that Little Bean had left for him last time. Perhaps it was because he was reminded of her. Gao Buyuan looked at Little Bear as tears rolled down his cheeks. Son, are you okay? Seeing her son crying so sadly, Zhu Lingling was also frightened. Mom, do you think something happened to Little Bean? No, your Uncle Qin is very powerful. Everyone is looking for him. I believe he will be back soon. I hope so. Gao Buyuan was not in the mood for the whole night. He didn't eat dinner either. No matter how Zhu Lingling tried to coax him, he didn't listen. Children's minds were especially pure. All of their happiness and unhappiness were shown on their faces. Seeing her son so worried about Little Bean, Zhu Lingling was both happy and sad. She also hoped that this storm would pass quickly and that the twins would come back safely. Otherwise, Qin Chu and Huamin wouldn't be able to live. In the Wei manner, son, it's so late. Why are you not sleeping? What are you doing downstairs? Jiang Xiaowei and Wei Liao were chatting in the living room when they saw Wei Yunchu come downstairs in his pajamas. Mom, you lost pudding, right? Chapter 27:20. Ahem. Who told you that? Jiang Xiaowei felt awkward. Don't lie to me. I can tell from the look in your eyes that it's true. Son, how did you know? Wei Liao was also curious. He and Xiaowei rarely talked about this at home. Even if they did, they wouldn't talk about it in front of their son. How did he know? My good friend called me and told me everything. Your good friend? Gao Buin? Wei Liao probed. Wei Yunchu nodded. Just then, Wei Liao and Jiang Xiaowei looked at each other. You two don't have to hide it from me. I know what I need to know. I just want to ask, how's the situation? Any clues or progress? Wei Yunchu asked calmly. Not yet, Wei Liao said. Wei Yunchu lowered his head in disappointment. No one knew what he was thinking. Son, don't worry. Pudding and Little Bean will be fine. Dad, you should tell Uncle Qin and Auntie Mian these comforting words. I don't need them. I know Pudding. She's very smart. Even if she was kidnapped, she would find a way to escape. Jiang Xiaowei was dumbfounded. She didn't expect her son to be so calm at such a young age. Mom, you guys should go to bed. Let me know if you have any news about them. Jiang Xiaowei nodded. Wei Yunchu slowly turned around and went upstairs with a heavy heart. Half an hour ago, Gao Buyuan called him and told him everything. After explaining the situation, Wei Yunchu was indeed in a bad mood. However, he was very rational and could analyze the situation. Therefore, he didn't show much emotion. However, it didn't mean that he wasn't worried. His worries were no less than Gao Buyuan's. Honey, do you think our son really likes pudding? Nonsense. How old is the kid? What does he know about liking? Wei Liao retorted. Don't look down on our son. He's very smart. Besides, the children nowadays are so smart. They're all cunning. That's true. The twins are the best kids I've ever seen. It's a pity. Wei Liao sighed slightly. She had known Qin Chu and Huamin for a long time and had a good relationship with them. Now that they had lost their children, they must be very sad. Forget it, don't talk about it. The more you talk about it, the sadder you feel. I don't even have the heart to comfort Mian. Jiang Xiaowei said sadly. Evening Peach Blossom Village Farmer Hostel. Originally, He Yongjun did not plan to stay overnight in the Peach Blossom Village. However, he did not know why, but when he passed by the Peach Blossom Village, a tire suddenly burst. He Yongjun had no choice but to stop and rest for a while. After fixing the car, it was already dark. The mountain roads were already rugged and difficult to traverse. After dark, it became even more dangerous. Thus, they decided to stay in a farmhouse for the night. After a simple meal, they locked the twins in a small room and locked them up. The two of them stayed in the room outside the small room. He Yongjun still could not change his bad habit of drinking and eating meat. Sis, come here. Little Bean waved her hand quietly. Pudding stood at the door and looked outside. After making sure they were not watching her, she walked over. Sis, you went to the washroom to see Zhang Manlin at noon, right? Pudding nodded. But why isn't Daddy here yet? That damned woman, Zhang Manlin, doesn't want to help us at all? Little Bean asked in despair. Chapter 27:21. I don't know. I'm not sure what she'll do, Pudding said in a low voice. Sis, you shouldn't have asked her for help. You should know that Zhang Manlin hates us to death. She won't help us, especially after I tricked her to death. Pudding scolded Zhang Manlin angrily, cursing her bad luck in her heart. It was like meeting an old friend in a foreign land who turned out to be an enemy. It was very frustrating. You can't say that. It's true that she doesn't like us, but she's also an adult. She must weigh the pros and cons. What do you mean, sis? I don't understand. Pudding's words were too vague for Pudding to understand. Let me explain it to you like this. The old woman who kidnapped us is also a bitch. Zhang Manlin is also a bitch. The two of them are competing to see who's more bitchy. Pudding, Daddy told us before. You might have forgotten. What did he say? Pudding was confused. Daddy had told them so many things. How could she know which sentence her sister was referring to? Choose the lesser of two evils. In comparison, Zhang Manlin is the one that can make us safer. Because the two criminals who kidnapped us are trying to kill us. If we continue to follow them, our lives will be in danger. Although Zhang Manlin hates us to death, don't forget that she's always had feelings for Daddy. So, we can't rule out the possibility that she'll take credit for saving us from Daddy. Sis, you're right. But what if she hates us and doesn't do anything? What if she pretends not to see us? Then we're still dead. Pudding thought that Zhang Manlin was a coward with a bad character. She wouldn't take the risk and offend He Yongjun for them. No, she won't do nothing, Pudding retorted. Sis, why are you so sure that she'll do something? She's not that kind. I know. It's not that I'm sure she'll find her conscience, but if she doesn't do anything, she'll be worried. If we're rescued, then we'll definitely tell Daddy about this. Then, not only will Daddy not be grateful to her, but he'll also be angry if he finds out that she didn't save us. She won't have a good ending. Zhang Manlin may not be the smartest, but she's not stupid either. She can see the situation, so I'm guessing she'll do something. That makes sense. But the kidnappers are outlaws. They have knives, guns, and explosives. Zhang Manlin isn't a Secret Service agent. How could she save us so easily? That's not what we need to worry about. Anyway, don't sleep too soundly tonight. There might be some movement in the second half of the night. Pudding, on the other hand, was optimistic. Even if Zhang Manlin didn't tell her dad, she would still do something. In the end, Pudding was right. 1:30 am. It was the time when people were most sleepy. The entire farmhouse was quiet. Zhang Manlin walked up the mountain from the back door. Someone was waiting for her at the door. Cousin, you're here. Where are they? How are they? Zhang Manlin asked in a low voice. Don't worry. I put a lot of sleeping pills in their dinner. The man is sleeping like a pig. I'm afraid they won't wake up. Okay, that's good. Where are the two kids? Zhang Manlin asked. Chapter 27-22. The kids are in a small room inside. The door is locked and they have the keys. Go and find the keys. I want to take the kids away. Okay, wait for me. Cousin. Zhang Manlin's cousin was also from this area, so he had colluded with the owner of the farmhouse in Taoyuan village. He put sleeping pills in He Yongjun and Pudding's dinner. The kids had the same dinner as He Yongjun and Pudding, so Zhang Manlin was sure that they were unconscious. Zhang Manlin's cousin took the keys from He Yongjun's shirt pocket and took the twins out. What Zhang Manlin didn't expect was that Pudding suspected something was wrong and didn't eat dinner with Pudding even though she was hungry. They had hidden the food for dinner. On the surface, it looked like they had eaten, but in fact, they hadn't touched it at all. When they were carried out, the two children were well aware of the situation. Cousin, I put the kids in your car. Where are you going? You don't have to worry about that. Take this. Zhang Manlin took out 20,000 yuan and handed it to her cousin. To the people in the small village, this was a huge sum of money. Cousin, I heard that you're rich in the city, but I didn't know you were so rich. Shut up, take the money and leave. Don't stay here and don't tell anyone about this, or we'll both die. Do you understand? Is it that serious? Who are those two kids? Zhang Manlin's cousin was curious. Don't ask what you're not supposed to ask. Why are you asking so many questions? Zhang Manlin was impatient. I know, cousin. By the way, the owner here is still working. Can you... Zhang Manlin's cousin reached out his hand again. A man who is never content is like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. Zhang Manlin glared at him in disgust, but she still took out another 10,000 yuan so that she wouldn't delay things. Here, give this 10,000 yuan to them. Also, remember what I said. Leave this place immediately and run as far as you can. Don't come back for a while. Hurry up and leave. Zhang Manlin nodded and drove the twins away. Fearing that He Yongjun and the others would chase after her, Zhang Manlin didn't choose the road back to the city. Instead, she continued on the difficult mountain path. She also calculated that after 6 to 7 hours of running, the sun would rise and she would be hundreds of miles away. At that time, even if the kidnappers woke up, it would be too late. Even if they came in a hurry, it would be impossible for them to know which path she took. This was a path Zhang Manlin was most familiar with since she was young. Early morning, He Yongjun felt something was wrong when he woke up. He pushed Xianxia. Wake up. Brother Jun, what's wrong? It's already 7:30. Ah, it's so late. I remember setting the alarm for 6 o'clock. Xianxia took out her phone in a daze. He Yongjun didn't have time to put on his clothes. He glanced at the lock on the door. Oh no, the child is gone. What? Xianxia panicked. The two of them rushed over and opened the door of the hut. Inside, it was empty. How could this be? Xianxia didn't know what had happened. There's something wrong with this farmhouse. He Yongjun raised his gun angrily and rushed out. However, he found that there was no one here. The owner was gone. It seems like someone tampered with our food last night. I didn't expect it. He Yongjun said with a dark face. Brother Jun, what should we do now? Xianxia was scared out of her wits. They knew better than anyone what it meant to lose their child. Chapter 27-23. Hurry up and run. We can't stay here for long. Then, He Yongjun took his jacket and walked into the car. Xianxia thought that He Yongjun would be furious when he found out that the children were gone. He might even kill some innocent villagers out of anger. But she didn't expect him to be worried about whether he could escape. After getting into the car, He Yongjun drove along the mountain road. Big Brother Jun, who do you think saved the children? Could it be Qin Chu and Huamin, that pair of bitches? It shouldn't be. If it was, we wouldn't be so safe. Someone must have secretly taken the children away. Oh, I think it's the woman we saw at lunch in town. Xianxia reacted quickly. She immediately realized that it might have something to do with the woman they met at lunch. I told you to be careful. You fucking told me that it was fine. He Yongjun glared at Xianxia angrily. I just didn't think of it. I thought that woman looked a bit like Huamin. But I didn't think that there was something fishy going on. If she saved the children but didn't touch us, it only means that she doesn't have enough people and doesn't dare to confront us directly. Big Brother Jun, we have to chase after her. That woman is afraid of us. She must be not confident. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done this. We have to get the children back before she sends them back to Sea City. You're crazy. There are police everywhere in the city. Who do you think Qin Chu is? We'll die if we go back. Isn't that asking for trouble? Obviously, He Yongjun didn't want to go back. Then, are we going to give up just like that? Are we going to let the ducks in our mouths fly away? If that's the case, isn't it too cowardly? Xianxia mumbled. Shut the fuck up. He Yongjun scolded. Seeing that he was really angry, Xianxia lowered her head and didn't say anything. Don't think I don't know what you're thinking. You just want to avenge your son, so you're using me. I do want 1 billion yuan, but I need to be alive to spend it. Right now, it's not in our hands. Whether or not Qin Chu has the kids, he won't let us go. We have to get out of here as soon as possible. It's not safe in the country anymore. Let me tell you, no matter how much hatred you have to hold it in. Where there's life, there's hope. I've been hiding all these years, and the only reason I'm still alive is because I'm able to endure and not stupid enough to risk my life. He Yongjun's words were very obvious. He didn't want to die. Since the kidnapping mission had failed, he had to escape as soon as possible. Otherwise, if they were caught by Qin Chu, they would definitely end up in a miserable state. But I just can't accept it. Xianxia clenched her fists tightly. She had thought that she could successfully avenge her son. She didn't think that not only would she fail, but she would also be chased away like a drowning dog. To be honest, she didn't want to go back to that godforsaken place in Vietnam ever again. If you can't accept it, then get out of the car. We'll go our separate ways here. You can go to your good daughter and see if she can help you. He Yongjun snorted coldly. Obviously, he was already impatient with Xianxia. Big Brother Jun, look, why are you still angry? Why would I leave you? I still love you in my heart. Seeing that He Yongjun was really anxious, Shin Jiani began to coax him. See city, Yen Yen, your mom went to visit her relatives for a few days. Why isn't she back yet? Shen Mingxi suddenly asked during dinner. Upon hearing this, Hui Yanyan's expression changed slightly. Chapter 27-24. Mingxi, why did you suddenly ask this? Hui Yanyan looked at Shen Mingxi with a fake smile. Oh, nothing. I just thought of it. My mom hasn't been back for a long time. Now that she's back, it's normal for her to visit her relatives. Plus, if Hui Xiqian finds out that my mom's back, he'll be in big trouble. So I told her to stay in the countryside for a while. Hui Yanyan's excuse was perfect. Oh, I see. Shen Mingxi nodded and didn't say more. After dinner, Hui Yanyan told Tian Tian a story while Shen Mingxi put on his jacket and walked out. You're going out? Yeah, I'm meeting a few friends. Okay, don't drink too much and come back early. Hui Yanyan had always been very gentle and considerate. Wei Ying, the young mistress of the Wei family, didn't have that kind of gentleness, so Shen Mingxi always thought he was lucky. He even thought that he and Hui Yanyan were true love. When he went downstairs, Shen Mingxi's expression wasn't very good. He pressed the key to his car. He got into the new silver BMW sports car and drove away. When Su Yu received Shen Mingxi's call, he had just returned to his private mansion from the Municipal Public Security Bureau. He didn't dare to tell his grandpa about the twins, or else his family would be worried sick. Su Yu was also very anxious. His mouth was full of bubbles and he didn't dare to eat anything. He walked to the fridge, opened it, and took out a can of iced Coke. He pulled the tab and took 2 big gulps. Just then his cell phone rang. It was an unknown number. Su Yu pondered for a while before answering the call. Lord Su, I'm Mingxi. Su Yu didn't say anything. Last time when he and Shin Mingxi had a falling out, he had blocked Shin Mingxi's WeChat and phone calls. Later, Shin Mingxi regretted his words and asked several rich people to act as middlemen to reconcile with Su Yu, but he didn't get what he wanted. Shin Mingxi even went to beg Tang Chuan, but Tang Chuan ignored him. First, Wei Liao and Shin Mingxi had broken up because of the grudge between the Wei family and the Shin family. Later, he and Su Yu had a falling out, and Tang Chuan didn't give him face. Now that Shin Mingxi called Su Yu from a new number, it was a sign that he was trying to appease Su Yu. Su Yu thought he was going to apologize for what happened last time. What's up? Su Yu was in a bad mood. He hadn't slept since he found out that the twins were missing. Every time he closed his eyes, he would. They surrounded Su Yu and kept calling him Handsome Su. Thinking of this, Su Yu felt sad. Young Master Su, I want to meet you and talk to you. I don't have anything to talk to you about. I'm very busy. I'm hanging up. Su Yu was about to hang up. Lord Su, I really have something important to tell you. It's about the twins, Shin Mingxi blurted out anxiously. What did you say? Su Yu perked up at the mention of the twins. Didn't the twins get lost? I might know where they are, Shin Mingxi said slowly. Where are you? I'll go find you, Su Yu immediately asked. I'll go find you. I'm on my way. Then come to my house. Be quick. Okay. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Shen Mingxi was relieved that Su Yu was willing to see him. 18 minutes later, Shen Mingxi's car stopped in front of Su Yu's private mansion. He nodded and greeted him. Where are the twins? Su Yu was so anxious that he asked directly. Chapter 27-25. Lord Su, don't worry. I'll tell you about it slowly. Shen Mingxi followed Su Yu into the house and sat down in the living room. Shen Mingxi told Su Yu his thoughts in full detail. Su Yu frowned slightly when he heard what Shen Mingxi had to say. You're saying that you suspect that the child is with Hui Yanyan's mother? Su Yu asked. Shen Mingxi nodded. Ever since Yanyan came back from her relative's house, she seemed uneasy and absent-minded. She seemed to have something on her mind, but she didn't want to tell me. She kept saying that they went to visit relatives, but I've checked and found that they don't have any relatives in this city. I've only seen her mother once since she came back. She's a very smart woman with a mysterious man by her side. She said that he's her mother's boyfriend, but I don't think he's just a boyfriend. Most importantly, the day they left coincided with the day the child went missing. That's why I'm guessing that they took the child away. After all, Huamin's death was related to Qin Chu. Yanyan's mother wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. Also, I heard that she was very close to the Vietnamese mafia boss when she was in Vietnam. She's not an ordinary woman. Shen Mingxi's words were all speculations, but they made sense. Why are you only telling me this now? Su Yu blamed Shen Mingxi for telling him so late. I wasn't sure at first. How can you be sure now? Su Yu looked into Shen Mingxi's eyes, trying to discern if he was telling the truth. I can't be sure now, but it's been so long and there's still no news of the child. I think it's better to give it a try. Let's find Yanyan's mother and that man first. Even if they don't have the child, it's fine. At least we'll have another chance. Hearing this, Su Yu fell silent. Shen Mingxi did mean well. I'll send someone to investigate their whereabouts immediately. Then I'll go back and ask Yan again to see if I can get anything else, Shen Mingxi said. Absolutely not. Su Yu stopped him. But Shen Mingxi didn't understand Su Yu's intentions. I don't want to alert the enemy. If Hui Yanyan knows that we know about this, she might inform her mother in advance. Oh, right, I forgot about that. Shen Mingxi raised his head as if he wanted to say something but stopped himself. Speak. Can I ask you for something? Tell me about it first. If it was really Yanyan's mother and that man who did it, even if Yanyan knew about it, she definitely wasn't involved in the kidnapping. Can you let her go? It turned out that Shen Mingxi had come to plead for Hui Yanyan in advance. How should I put it? It's best if she wasn't involved. Otherwise, even if I let her go, Qin Chu will chop her into pieces. Su Yu sneered. Shen Mingxi was slightly surprised. Anyway, thank you for the information. That's all. Then, Su Yu stood up and immediately sent someone to investigate Hui Yanyan's mother and that man's entry and exit records. They found that there was no record of them. It seemed that they had smuggled themselves back. Su Yu then called Qin Chu. Qin Chu, I have news. What is it? Someone gave me a clue that Xinjiani and her lover might have kidnapped the child. Come over, let's discuss what to do. Okay, I'll be right there. Honey, is there news about the child? Seeing that Qin Chu's expression wasn't right, Huamin grabbed him. Chapter 27-26. Mian, you're too tired. Go to sleep, I'll talk to you when I get back. Qin Chu gently comforted Huamin. Who called? Su Yu. Then he must have news. No, I have to go. Huamin struggled to sit up in bed. Seeing how determined she was, Qin Chu didn't say anything else. He took out a thick coat from the closet and put it on Huamin. Then the couple drove out. Huamansion, boss, we have news. Qing knocked on the door and walked in. At this moment, Huasiqian was making tea for himself. He seemed to be in a good mood. She was wearing a white Chinese-style Mandarin jacket, which had a very Chinese style. He was carrying a string of expensive beeswax in his hand. It was said that a few years ago, Huasiqian bought it from a Tibetan family when he was traveling in Tibet. The twins are out of He Yongjun's control. They're now in Zhang Manlin's hands. That's expected. I wonder what she's going to do next. Qing said. I've already made my intentions clear. I don't want the kids to come back. Huasiqian lowered his head and took a sip of tea. But Zhang Manlin might not listen to you. She's very scheming. Plus, you know that she has feelings for Qin Chu. She wants something to do with Qin Chu, so, that's easy. Where is she now? After leaving Tao Yuan village, she drove all the way to the mountains. Her current coordinates are around 295 in the southwest. Very good. Let's see where she can take the kids. Huasiqian chuckled. Do we need to do anything now? Yes, you need to edit the video from the car and send it to the Public Security Bureau anonymously. Gao Ran will see it, and Qin Chu will see it too. The Public Security Bureau will definitely put her on the wanted list. It doesn't matter if she wanted to kidnap the twins or not, as long as the warrant is out, she will be convicted. Boss, doesn't that mean Zhang Manlin is no longer of any use to us? Cheng was taken aback. I didn't plan on using her all the time. Now that I've given up on her, she can still be of some use. Okay boss, I'll go right away. An hour later, Gao Ran received a video from an anonymous tip. After watching it, he was shocked. He gave Qin Chu a call. Soon after, Qin Chu, Su Yu, and Huamin came to the office of the municipal bureau for a meeting. What happened? How did the kids end up in Zhang Manlin's hands? Huamin was shocked. Yeah, I'm confused too. Chu called me earlier and asked me to investigate Xinjiani's whereabouts. Gao Ran was also confused. Something must have happened. Oh right, did you find the man with Xinjiani? Su Yu asked. Gao Ran nodded. He took out a craft paper and placed it on the table. This man is a fugitive. He used to be a wanted criminal. Many years ago, he killed people and hid in Vietnam. His case has always been unsolved. Now, he quietly came back to the country and changed his name. I didn't expect him to be with Xinjiani. Xinjiani has been coming back to take revenge on me. She always thinks that I killed Huasi, Huamin said uneasily. No matter what, let's do a full-scale search. He Yongjun, Xinjiani, and Zhang Manlin need to be arrested, Su Yu said. Just then, Qin Chu took out his phone and called Zhang Manlin's number. If the kids were really in Zhang Manlin's hands, then Qin Chu was confident that he could convince Zhang Manlin to send the kids back safely. However, he didn't think that Huasiqian would be one step ahead of him and play a dirty trick. Things became even more confusing. Chapter 27-27. To Qin Chu's surprise, he couldn't get through to Zhang Manlin's phone. How is it? Huamin asked anxiously. I can't get through. Qin Chu put down his phone. Do you know who sent the anonymous video? Huamin asked Gao Ran. I don't know, there's no way to verify it. But from the angle of the video, it was shot from the front, and from a close distance, Gao Ran analyzed. If that's the case, the camera must have been installed in the car. Zhang Manlin's driving was captured so clearly. She's just a small accountant at Southside, and she's never exposed her wealth. This car must have cost a fortune. It's a Mercedes-Benz GLK series, Qin Chu said. Su Yu could tell as well. Men knew cars better than anyone else. He knew the brand from the logo on the steering wheel, and the series from the details of the gears. But before he could say anything, Qin Chu spoke first. Needless to say, Qin Chu's reaction was faster than his. Mercedes-Benz, Zhang Manlin wouldn't own a car like this, but she's so familiar with it. It can only mean that she drives this car often. If I'm not wrong, it should be Huasiqian's, so? What are you trying to say? Gao Ran didn't understand. The child is in Zhang Manlin's hands. Maybe she's under Huasiqian's orders, so Zhang Manlin wouldn't dare to pick up the phone right now. Gao Ran, give the order to search the entire province. Zhang Manlin's phone can't be reached, but her phone is still on her. Immediately use GPS, okay. Gao Ran nodded, thinking that Qin Chu's plan was very thorough. Xinjiani and He Yongjun can't be too far away. Catch them all. I'll deal with them one by one. Qin Chu suppressed his anger. His heart was already burning with rage. No matter who had the child, as soon as the matter was over, Qin Chu would make them wish they were dead. His daughters were only 3.5 years old, and they had to wander around like this outside. Qin Chu's heart was already full of holes. Even a strong father had his weaknesses. The twins and Huamin were Qin Chu's only weaknesses. I hope my daughters will be fine. Huamin clasped his hands together and sat in a praying posture. It won't. Everything will be over soon. Qin Chu held her tightly in his arms. On the side, Su Yu lowered his head and gritted his teeth. He was also worried to death. Although there were clues now, no one knew how the twins were doing. Were they hurt? Were they frightened? After finding out that He Yongjun was a fugitive, everyone was afraid, but no one dared to say it out loud. At this moment, Zhang Manlin was tired from driving, so she stopped at a remote village. She originally planned to go home, but she didn't. She was afraid that Xinjiani and her gang would catch up and drag her family into it. So, she drove straight into the mountains. She found a village by a river and parked the car. Then, she opened the trunk and took out a bottle of water and some bread. The two kids in the back seat were already awake, but they were very quiet and didn't make any noise. Here, eat something. Zhang Manlin handed over the water and bread. Miss Zhang, why didn't you call my dad? Do you still remember what I told you when we met in town? Pudding looked at Zhang Manlin coldly, obviously questioning her. Chapter 27-28. Little Bean, listen to me, I'm Pudding, Pudding corrected her. Little Bean, it's me. Little Bean stood on the side and looked at Zhang Manlin unkindly. Don't misunderstand, you two sisters. I had no choice. Do you know how much effort I put in to get you out of the hands of those bandits? Cut the crap. After you saved us, why didn't you go back to the city? Why did you go into the mountains? What's your intention? Little Bean asked. Oh, my little ancestor. I didn't dare to go into the city. If we were caught by those two, we'd be dead. They had guns, Zhang Manlin exclaimed on purpose. Then why didn't you call my daddy and ask him to come pick us up? Pudding asked. It's a bit complicated. You know Wuxia, right? He didn't allow me to do that. He even gave me a death order to kill you. But you know I'm not that heartless. To be honest, I'm a good person. I don't have the heart to hurt you two kids. So, I wanted to buy some time and let you go when Wuxia let his guard down. Hi, you're that kind? Little Bean and Pudding laughed. What are you talking about? Zhang Manlin looked innocent. I tricked you before. You must hate me, Little Bean said. That's nothing. Your daddy treats me so well. How could I leave him in the lurch? I risked my life to save you too. It's okay if you're not grateful, but you're questioning my sincerity. Seriously, with the current situation, it's not suitable for us to run into the mountains. My daddy will find us soon, so don't use Wuxia as an excuse. Pudding analyzed calmly. Little Bean nodded. Yeah, we're not 3-year-old kids. We're already 3.5 years old. Put away your tricks. If you really want to save us, don't play tricks. Do you understand? The mountain roads are difficult to travel on, and the signal is weak. It will make it more difficult for my daddy to find us. If you continue to go down, you will have bad intentions. No, I'm just scared that the two criminals will catch up. You have to know that I don't drive fast and I don't dare to. I only drove a few 100 kilometers, and the two of them might catch up soon. Then, all 3 of us will be dead, Zhang Manlin explained. You don't have to worry about that. They're not locals and are very unfamiliar with this place. After passing by so many villages, they would have long lost track of us. Moreover, according to my analysis, if the two of them woke up and found that we were gone, their first reaction would not be to chase after us, but to escape. So your theory is not valid. Zhang Manlin didn't expect the 2 kids in front of her to be so thoughtful despite their age. She had made up so many excuses, but none of them worked on them. You two, take a rest first. Eat something and drink some water. We'll study the rest later. Seeing that she couldn't out-talk them, Zhang Manlin began to serve them with bread and water. Drink some water first. Pudding looked at the mineral water in front of her cautiously. Yeah, have some bread first. We'll eat later. Little Bean followed her sister and asked Zhang Manlin to do an experiment. Otherwise, she was really afraid that Zhang Manlin would do something to the food and water. Chapter 27-29. You two really don't have to be so wary of me. I'm not as bad as the 2 kidnappers. Zhang Manlin sneered. That's hard to say. It's better to be careful, Pudding said. Fine. You're kids. I won't argue with you. I'll drink it first. Watch carefully. Then, Zhang Manlin grabbed the bread from Pudding's hand, opened it, and took a big bite. Then, she took the water from Pudding and took a big gulp. After watching her swallow the bread and drink the water, the twins relaxed and began to eat. Pudding, take your time. Pudding patted her sister's back, afraid that she would choke on the food. Sis, I want barbecue and hot pots so much. I want to go home. I miss Daddy, Mommy, Grandpa, Grandma, Auntie, and Handsome Sue. They must be looking for us like crazy. Pudding cried as she ate. After all, She was still a child. After a few days of torture, her heart began to collapse. Pudding was sad too, but she couldn't be sad anymore. Otherwise, her sister wouldn't be able to take it. Soon. Good girl will be home soon. Really? Little Bean raised her head and looked at Pudding with teary eyes. Really? When have I ever lied to you? I wonder what Buyun is doing now. If he knows that I'm missing, he'll be furious. Pudding sighed. Okay, Chin Mumu. Your task now is to eat. You're still in the mood to talk about love. Pudding didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Seeing Pudding's calmness, Zhang Manlin decided to negotiate with the child. Pudding, come here. What? Pudding looked at Zhang Manlin warily. Let's talk. Talk about what? About sending you two home, of course. Okay. Pudding, you eat first. I'll talk to that woman. Pudding patted Pudding's head. Sis, be careful. That woman is full of tricks, Pudding reminded. Pudding nodded and followed Zhang Manlin to a big willow tree on the other side of the road. Pudding, you and your sister want to go home, right? Nonsense. Do I need you to tell me that? Miss Zhang, let's not beat around the bush. I prefer to be direct. Tell me your conditions. I want to work at GK. I want to be your daddy's secretary, Zhang Manlin said. Ha, what a great plan. Seducing daddy would be more convenient, wouldn't it? Pudding looked at Zhang Manlin with disdain. Don't worry about my motives. Anyway, I'm taking a risk. You know that if I betray Wuxia, I won't have a good ending. I need to find someone to protect me. Your daddy is the only one who can go against Wuxia. I have to do this. Nonsense. Other than my daddy, Handsome Su can deal with Wuxia as well. Handsome Su? Are you talking about Suyu? Yes. Why don't you say you want to be Handsome Su's secretary? You just want to hit on my daddy. Pudding exposed her intentions. Okay, let's not talk about this. I have to pay a high price for betraying Wuxia. His orders are very clear. He doesn't want you to go home safely. If I go against his orders and send you home, who knows what dangers we might encounter along the way? You don't have to worry about that at all. Just use your phone to call my daddy and tell him where you are. Daddy will come and pick us up. That won't work. Wuxia is tracking my phone. He'll know before your daddy does. By then, all three of us will be dead, Zhang Manlin retorted. Chapter 2730. So, do you have a better idea? Pudding looked at Zhang Manlin. We'll have to keep going. This is a big ravine, so it's hard to get around here. There won't be any communication equipment in the village. I just checked the map. There's a big town about 70 miles ahead called Qinghe. There must be communication equipment there. We can borrow someone's phone to contact your dad, and Wuxia won't know. It's perfect. So you're saying that we have to keep going for 70 miles? Yes, 70 miles isn't far. If I drive fast, we'll be there in less than 2 hours, Zhang Manlin said. Pudding looked down and didn't say anything. She seemed to be thinking about something. If you promise me that after I help you, I'll be your dad's secretary, then we have a deal. What if I don't agree? Pudding looked up and asked Zhang Manlin word by word. If you don't agree, I'm sorry, but I can't take the risk. I can only drive myself and leave you here. You might not know this, but I'm not trying to scare you. The villagers here are very unruly. A few years ago, they went to buy wives. Because they're poor and they're old and smelly, no woman is willing to marry them. If you run into them, they'll lock you up and make you into a child bride. So you're saying that if I don't agree to your terms, I'll die? Pudding sneered. Not entirely. If your dad comes looking for you, you might be fine. But I can't guarantee that the criminals who caught you won't be one step ahead of you. Zhang Manlin, you're young, but you're really vicious. Don't say that. Every man for himself. I'm just trying to get some benefits for myself. Zhang Manlin flipped her hair and smiled. Pudding hated this woman, but at this moment, she had no choice but to work with her. There's something I'm actually quite curious about. What is it? Zhang Manlin looked up and asked. You're making a gentleman's agreement with a kid like me. Aren't you afraid that I'll go back on my word? You know, I'm just a kid. I'm not even 18 yet. Even if I sign a contract and put my fingerprint on it, the law won't recognize it, let alone a verbal agreement. Aren't you afraid that I'll kick you to the curb after you help us? You won't. Because I've already recorded our conversation. If you don't fulfill your promise, I'm sorry, but I'll have to release it. Although you won't have to take legal responsibility, if this video is released, it'll affect your family, your dad's company, and your parents' reputation. Haha, I don't think I need to say more, right? Zhang Manlin waved her phone. As expected, you're quite the schemer. Heh, no wonder that big pervert Wuxia appreciated you so much. You flatter me. So, Miss Pudding, what do you think of my offer? I promise you that you'll drive to the next town right now. My sister and I will leave immediately and go home. Pudding didn't even think about it. A woman like Zhang Manlin wouldn't amount to anything even if she worked at GK as her dad's secretary. Pudding decided that she would deal with this bitch after she got home safely. So, she agreed to her offer. Sure. Let's pack up and leave immediately. Zhang Manlin was in a good mood. However, just as she was walking to the car, she suddenly received a call from Wuxia. Chapter 2731. Big Brother Qian. Zhang Manlin called out shamelessly. Lin, where are you right now? I'm not sure. I can't even give you my coordinates. We're in the mountains and the signal is weak. Oh, I'll make it short. I have bad news for you. What news? You're now a wanted criminal. What? Wanted criminal? Zhang Manlin was scared out of her wits. Big Brother Qian, you're not joking with me, right? When have I ever joked with you? Wuxia was very serious. How is that possible? How did I become a wanted criminal? Zhang Manlin's face was filled with confusion and question marks. I'm guessing that they caught He Yongjun and Shenjiani, and they confessed that they met you on the way here. Hua Mian hates you and insisted that you kidnapped the kids from Shenjiani's hands. Plus, you didn't call the police or Qin Chu. You've been so quiet, you must be up to something. Oh my god, how did this happen? Zhang Manlin was just about to bring the twins home happily when this happened. Don't panic. Listen to me. Head south. I'll get someone to pick you up, Big Brother Qian. I don't want to go to jail. Zhang Manlin was scared out of her wits. Don't worry. I won't let you go to jail. Listen to me and head south. I've got your location. You're about 70 miles away from Qinghe town. Okay. I'll talk to you when I get there. After hanging up, Zhang Manlin was very worried. On the other side, the twins were also plotting. Sis, do you trust Zhang Manlin? Little Bean asked. I don't believe her, but we have no choice. We can only choose to believe her. No matter how bad it is, it can't be worse than how AI now. She's right. If we're unlucky and get caught by those two bastards, then we'll have no way to survive. But we can find a chance to kill her and run away. You know how to drive? Pudding asked. Little Bean shook her head. That's it. Both of us don't know how to drive. How can we go home? Isn't there a village nearby? We can ask the villagers for help. Little Bean wanted to kill Zhang Manlin so that she and her sister could leave the mountain. No, I can't guarantee that we'll meet a good person. If we meet someone worse than Zhang Manlin, it'll be even more troublesome. Zhang Manlin's just trying to seduce Daddy. We can deal with her slowly when we get home. She's not a threat, but I don't want any more accidents to happen. Pudding was more thoughtful. Sis, we'll do as you say. I hope this woman won't play any tricks, Little Bean said. Don't worry. As long as we reach Qinghe town, we can use other communication devices to call Daddy and tell him where we are. We'll be home soon. It won't take long for the helicopter to get here, yes. When the two sisters were almost done with their discussion, they got up and walked to the car. Zhang Manlin, on the other hand, didn't look as happy as before. A few seconds ago, she wasn't a wanted criminal. Now, she was a wanted criminal. She was wanted by the police, which disrupted all of Zhang Manlin's plans. Inside the Hua mansion, Boss, what will Zhang Manlin do with the child? Will she kill him? Ah Cheng asked Wuxia. Chapter 2732. No, she doesn't have the guts to, then we'll send someone to Qinghe Town to pick them up. Okay, Qing, send some smart people to Qinghe Town. After they pick up the twins, send them to Qishan. Don't go back to the city. What about Zhang Manlin? What should we do with her? Lock her up too. Don't let Qin Chu and the others find her. That way, they'll always think that the twins are still in her hands. Okay. See City Bureau Office. Honey, are you still unable to get through to Zhang Manlin? Yeah. Qin Chu nodded gloomily. It must be Hua Xiqian's doing. I'm going to find her. Then Hua Min turned and ran. Mia. Qin Chu wanted to chase after her but was stopped by Gao Ran. Chu, don't worry about Mian for now. We just received news that He Yongjun and Shen Jiani were found in the mountains in the south, near Tao Yuan village. Really? Hearing Gao Ran's words, Qin Chu didn't chase after Hua Min. You and Gao Ran come up with a plan to catch those two animals. I'm going to skin them alive. Leave Hua Min to me. I'll follow her and make sure nothing happens to her. Thank you. Qin Chu nodded at Su Yu seriously. The two men didn't seem to have much of a relationship, but when it came to real trouble, Qin Chu trusted Su Yu a lot. Su Yu was indeed a reliable partner. After Su Yu left, he saw that Hua Min had already driven away. He quickly followed behind her, running red lights all the way. Even the police didn't dare to stop them. At the entrance of the Hua mansion, Hua Min rushed out of the car. Just as he was about to enter, Su Yu stopped him. Su Yu, let me go. Zhang Manlin must have been ordered by Hua Xiqian. Mian, I'm not stopping you. I want to go in with you, or else he'll bully you. Su Yu comforted her gently. Hua Min nodded and followed Su Yu into the Hua family mansion. Or you, stop right there. The bodyguards were very unfriendly. Scram, tell Hua Xiqian to come see me. What's the matter? One of Hua Xiqian's men walked out. These two people said they want to see President Hua. A few of the new bodyguards reported dumbly. Miss Hua, what brings you here? Everyone who had been by Hua Xiqian's side for a long time knew how important Hua Min was in the Hua family. She was the most important person in the boss's heart. If they didn't take care of her properly, the boss would beat them to a pulp. Therefore, the man was very polite to Hua Min. Cut the crap. Tell Hua Xiqian to come see me. Hua Min was going crazy. She was on the verge of breaking down. She couldn't think rationally anymore. Miss Hua, don't be angry. I'll go tell the boss right now. No need. Hua Xiqian appeared at the top of the stairs on the second floor. Hua Xiqian, you're despicable. You said you didn't have my daughters. Then why are they in Zhang Manlin's car? Hua Min was furious. Mian, calm down. Speak slowly. Su Yu was heartbroken to see Hua Min go crazy. Little sister Mian, you'll have to ask your husband about that. Zhang Manlin used to work for me, but your husband turned her against me. She's no longer working for me. How would I know what she's doing? Did you just say that the kids are in her car? What's going on? That's new. Hua Xiqian pretended not to know anything. Hua Min hated him to the core. You bastard, how dare you put the blame on Qin Chu? Hua Mian was so angry that she was out of breath. Chapter 2733. Little sister Mian, what are you talking about? I didn't do it. Why do you have to push the blame onto me? The kids are in Zhang Manlin's car. But that car is yours. Hua Min roared in agitation. Oh, but when I lent her the car, she only told me that she was going back to her hometown. She didn't say that she was going to kidnap the twins. You. For the first time, Hua Min was at a loss for words. A surge of fire rushed to her head, and she felt dizzy. Hua Min's body leaned back, almost falling over. Luckily, Su Yu was beside her, and he quickly reached out to support Hua Min. Mian, are you okay? Su Yu asked worriedly. I'm fine. Su Yu, do you like other people's wives? You've taken advantage of her enough. Let go of little sister Mian. Hua Xiqian was extremely jealous. Seeing that Su Yu could get close to Hua Min while he could never, he felt very uncomfortable. Fuck off. Hua Xiqian, how dirty are your thoughts? Did I not beat you up enough before? Do you want to see how hard my fists are? Su Yu was furious and almost charged over. Don't go over, don't be impulsive. Hua Min pulled Su Yu back. She knew that Hua Xiqian had always been cunning, and there were definitely surveillance cameras in the Hua mansion. The two of them were trespassers, and if they fought, it would be hard to explain. If Hua Xiqian purposely made things difficult for Su Yu, it would be bad. Hua Xiqian, I'm telling you, if anything happens to my daughters, I will not let you off the hook. Hua Min glared at him. Actually, Mian, if you can't love me for the rest of your life, you can hate me for the rest of your life. Hua Xiqian said ambiguously. Hua Min was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Let's wait and see. Hua Min took a deep breath and dragged Su Yu out by the arm. Boss, do we need to send someone to follow them? No, we don't want to alert them. Let's just watch the show quietly. Hua Xiqian smiled slightly and turned to go upstairs. When Hua Mian came out, she covered her mouth and rushed to the side of the road to throw up. Mian, you're not feeling well, let's go to the hospital. Seeing Hua Mian vomit like this, Su Yu was scared out of his wits. I'm fine. Hua Min waved his hand. Don't force yourself. Look at you, there must be something wrong with your stomach. Otherwise, you wouldn't be vomiting like this. Su Yu firmly believed that Hua Min was seriously ill. So, he pulled her up and dragged her onto his body. Su Yu, no matter what you say, you have to go to the hospital. You're a doctor, don't you know what's important? Su Yu, I'm really not sick. Hua Min didn't know whether to laugh or cry. If you don't believe me, look at your face, it's as white as a sheet of paper. It's scary. You don't listen to Qin Chu. He spoils you and doesn't force you, but I can't either. I spoil you, you have to go to the hospital and get an injection. Su Yu's attitude was firm. He didn't care if Hua Min was happy or not. He was determined to tie Hua Min up and take him to the hospital. Su Yu, I'm not sick, I'm pregnant, Hua Min said in a low voice. Su Yu's body shook, then he looked extremely shocked. What did you say? Su Yu was dumbfounded. Chapter 2734. Su Yu, I'm pregnant. You pregnant? Su Yu repeated. Yeah. How long? More than a month ago. Does Qin Chu know? After Su Yu asked, he realized that if Qin Chu knew, he wouldn't let her work so hard. Sure enough, Hua Min shook his head. How can you do this? You're pregnant, why are you still doing this? Do you still want the baby? Su Yu questioned angrily. I just can't let go of the pudding and beans. But you can't ignore your body. You're still hiding it from Qin Chu. Just wait and see if he finds out, he won't forgive you. So, can you keep it a secret for me? Hua Min whispered. No, I'll call him right now. Su Yu picked up her phone, but Hua Min snatched it away. No, please don't tell him. Why? Your husband has the right to know. He's the baby's father. Su Yu didn't understand why Hua Min was hiding it from Qin Chu. Before Hua Min could say anything, Su Yu suddenly thought of something and asked, is it because of Zhang Manlin? Do you think Qin Chu has a change of heart, so you're angry and don't want to tell him? No, Mr. Qin and I were never angry. We always knew that Zhang Manlin was Hua Xiqian's woman, but we did it on purpose to play along with their act. Then why are you still? Su Yu was even more confused. We've been busy lately. Mr. Qin knows that I'm pregnant, so he'll be more distracted. But I have a feeling that Hua Xiqian will be up to something. What if something happens to Mr. Qin because he's distracted? I don't want the tragedy from 4 years ago to happen again. I want to wait until everything settles down before I tell him. But if you don't care about anything, are you sure the child will be fine? Su Yu glared at Hua Min. Hua Min rubbed his belly guiltily. My child should be strong. He'll be fine. Bullshit, do you think you're pregnant with Neza? Su Yu retorted. Hua Min, anyway, Su Yu, don't tell Qin Chu yet, okay? At least wait until my daughters come back safely. Forget it. It's your family's business. Do as you please. Su Yu couldn't persuade Hua Min. Looking at her pitiful appearance, he couldn't bear to scare her again. After knowing that Hua Min was pregnant, Su Yu had mixed feelings. He was both happy and disappointed, As a good friend, he was happy to see Huamin become a mother again. But seeing the woman he loved carrying another child with the man she loved, it was obvious how close the couple was. He probably would never have the chance to have anything to do with Huamin again. He was afraid that they would never be friends. Thinking about it made him sad. The municipal bureau finally issued a red wanted notice. Not only did He Yongjun and Xinjiani appear on the list, but Zhang Manlin also appeared on it. The province issued an emergency warrant. That night, when Shen Mingxi returned home, Hui Yanyan rushed up to him and slapped Hui Yanyan hard across the face. "Shen Mingxi, you bastard!" Hui Yanyan cursed. "How am I a bastard?" Shen Mingxi looked at Hui Yanyan coldly. "You actually got information from the child and then told Qin Chu and Huamin. Do you want my mother to die?" Hui Yanyan roared. "Doesn't your mother deserve to die?" Shen Mingxi retorted. Chapter 2735. Shen Mingxi, are you a fucking human? She's my mother, my biological mother. So what if she's your biological mother? Look at what she's done. This was the first time Shen Mingxi had lost his temper with Hui Yanyan. My mother did it because she wanted to avenge my brother. She had her reasons, Hui Yanyan yelled. Avenge? She doesn't know what happened, but you do. You should blame Hui Xiqian for your brother's death. What does it have to do with Huamin? I thought you were a little arrogant and spoiled, but at least you're kind-hearted. You didn't do despicable things to achieve your goals like Wei Ying did. Now it seems that I was wrong. Shen Mingxi, what do you mean? Hui Yanyan was still angry and was even more displeased by Shen Mingxi's words. I don't mean anything. I just want to say that your mother shouldn't have kidnapped Qin Chu and Huamin's children. How old are the twins? Yanyan, you're a mother too. Remember when Hui Xiqian kidnapped Tian Tian, who helped you save her? You can't be heartless. I'm heartless? You're saying I'm heartless? Hui Yanyan pointed at Shen Mingxi, looking unconvinced. Shen Mingxi looked at her in disappointment and didn't say anything else. Let me tell you, Shen Mingxi. Don't think that you know me very well. How do you know that I didn't beg for mercy? Let me tell you, I said a lot of nice things, but it didn't work. My mother didn't have a choice. She was completely manipulated by He Yongjun. Do you know that He Yongjun is a criminal? He's killed a lot of people. Killing people is as easy as killing an ant for him. Tian Tian and I almost died in his hands. Humans are selfish. I'm not noble enough to sacrifice myself to save Mian's children, Hui Yanyan said confidently. Then what happened after you left? Why didn't you say anything? Why don't you call the police? Shen Mingxi asked. Call the police? Who are they going to capture? Are they trying to kidnap my mother? You want me to place righteousness before family? Hui Yanyan sneered. Even if you don't call the police, you should at least tell Huamin. The whole city is looking for the kids right now. You're the only one who's doing nothing. I noticed that you looked uneasy the day you came back. I tried to ask you a few times, but you always said that you were fine. You even threatened Tian Tian not to tell anyone. I just didn't expect you to use children to get information out of them so that you could rope in Qin Chu and Suyu. Shen Mingxi, you're despicable and shameless. Hui Yanyan picked up the porcelain on the cabinet beside her and smashed it on the floor to vent her anger. Shen Mingxi felt that Hui Yanyan had become unreasonable. Yanyan, how long have you been with me? Don't you know me? Do you think I would snitch on someone and frame your mother just because I wanted to rope them in? Let me tell you, if something happens to the twins, not only will your mother and that man be smashed to pieces, even you and I won't be able to escape responsibility. Shen Mingxi roared. At the end of the day, you're just afraid of death. Fine, I'm afraid of death. I'm afraid of death. You're good, your whole family is good. First, there's your brother, now there's your mother. Sooner or later, you'll walk down this path of no return. You're so stupid. Shen Mingxi cursed Hui Yanyan for being stupid. Chapter 2736. I don't need you to lecture me. I'm not lecturing you, I'm just telling you not to waste your breath on me. The entire city is looking for your mother and He Yongjun. Once they're found, they'll be killed without mercy. Plus, I heard that they don't have the baby anymore. Without a bargaining chip, they're dead meat. Then, without waiting for Hui Yanyan to reply, Shen Mingxi slammed the door and left. It was the first time the two of them had such a huge argument. After Shen Mingxi left, Hui Yanyan finally realized what she had just said. Hui Yanyan immediately turned on her phone and looked at the news on the homepage. It turned out that Qin Chu and Huamin's daughter had gone missing. The city had mobilized a lot of police forces to search for her mother and He Yongjun. Even the provincial armed police had arrived. It was a huge scene. If what Shen Mingxi said was true and the child was no longer in her mother's hands, then she had no choice but to die now. At this thought, Hui Yanyan frantically picked up her phone and called her mother, but she couldn't get through. She was so anxious that she finally decided to ask Huamin for help. Huamin and Qin Chu couldn't even go home. Now that the news was out, Huamin's mother and Qin Chu's mother couldn't take the blow and were hospitalized. Old Master Qin was also in poor health and had a professional doctor to take care of him. The Su family was also extremely worried. Lady Su came to the Municipal Public Security Bureau 3 times in one day. Mr. Su was in a meeting in Jing City, but he kept calling Su Yu to ask about the situation. Lord Su was still deploying military strategies in the South Sea, so he didn't know about this yet. The entire city was in chaos, and many media outlets were following the news. Mian, how did this happen? Didn't you say you wouldn't call the police? Zhu Lingling cooked at home and brought delicious food to the Municipal Public Security Bureau. It was for Qin Chu, Huamin, Gao Ran, and Su Yu. Huamin and Qin Chu had not left the Municipal Bureau office for a day and a night. They had been waiting for news in the command room. It should be Hua Xiqian's doing, Huamin analyzed. What a despicable man. He made such a big scene. No matter who has the children, they'll be in danger. Even a simple-minded person like Zhu Lingling could tell that the situation wasn't optimistic. Haven't you found Zhang Manlin yet? What about the GPS? Su Yu asked. Her phone's GPS has disappeared. I don't know if she knows that she's being tracked or something else. She must have found a way to block the signal, so we can't find her. What should we do? Su Yu was worried. Let's eat something first. Otherwise, we won't have the strength. I've cooked some vegetables and soup for you guys at home. Zhu Lingling took out the lunchboxes and distributed them to everyone. Lingling, I can't eat. Huamin was depressed. Before Zhu Lingling could say anything, Su Yu scolded, You have to eat even if you can't eat. You have to give it to me. Su Yu's tough attitude shocked everyone. Su Yu could never bear to talk to Huamin like this. Now, they didn't know that Huamin was pregnant. Only Su Yu knew. Therefore, Su Yu was worried that Huamin wouldn't eat and was really anxious. Qin Chu didn't say anything. He was a very calm person, unlike Su Yu's impatient temper. Therefore, he only used his actions to express his feelings. Qin Chu took the lunchbox from Zhu Lingling and slowly opened it. Then he scooped a spoonful of rice with a small spoon and placed it next to Huamin's mouth. Eat a little, or you won't be able to hold on, Qin Chu coaxed Huamin. Chapter 2737. Honey, I really can't eat. Huamin's throat was full of bloody blisters. Even swallowing her saliva was painful, let alone eating. If you don't eat, I'll feed you. Qin Chu tried to scare her. Hey, don't. So many people are watching. Huamin was embarrassed. She was never the kind of person who would flaunt her love in public. So, how could she let Qin Chu feed her? Look at them, flaunting their love all the time. You should learn from Mr. Gao Ran. Zhu Lingling nudged Gao Ran. If I were that good at picking up girls, I wouldn't have pursued you. I would have pursued Huamin. Gao Ran joked. Hey, I'm talking about you and you're talking back to me. Pursue her if you can right now, Zhu Lingling jokingly scolded. Okay, honey, stop fooling around. I'm starving. Let's see what you've made. Gao Ran opened the food box and wolfed it down. In fact, Zhu Lingling's cooking skills were average, and she only made home-cooked dishes. But maybe because everyone was hungry, they ate with relish. Only Huamin and Qin Chu ate very little. Qin Chu coaxed Huamin to eat a little and then ate a few mouthfuls of her leftovers. Then, he immediately went to the command center to report on Zhang Manlin's whereabouts. After dinner, Huamin went to the washroom. Just as she came back, she heard Gao Ran say, "Mian, someone wants to see you." "Hui Yanyan," Gao Ran said in a low voice. "Great, I wanted to see her. Let her in." Huamin's expression was serious. Gao Ran brought Hui Yanyan to a small interrogation room where Huamin was waiting for her. "Mian." Hui Yanyan obviously lacked confidence. "Have a seat," Huamin said calmly. When Gao Ran went out, he told the two policemen at the door, "Keep an eye on the inside. If there's any movement, rush in immediately. Don't let Huamin be in any danger." "Understood, Chief." With the chief's orders, the two policemen guarded the entrance tightly. Zhu Lingling delivered the meal and prepared to go home. Gao Ran sent her all the way to the entrance of the municipal bureau. "Is Buyuan still in a bad mood?" Gao Ran asked. "You still have the nerve to ask? Isn't it all because of you?" Zhu Lingling glared at him. Gao Ran scratched his head guiltily. "How would I know that kid has such a fragile heart? Bullshit. If your wife went missing, wouldn't you be worried?" Zhu Lingling was angry. "But how old is our son? How old is little Bean? That's ridiculous." Gao Ran still thought that even if kids matured early, they wouldn't know how to fall in love at such a young age. "We didn't know anything when we were young. We didn't eat well back then. Kids nowadays are given all kinds of supplements and vitamins as soon as they are born. They eat the best food, so it's not strange for them to have high IQ. Go to Buyuan's kindergarten and see that the other kids aren't stupid, okay? Of course, the twins are smarter, but it can't be helped. Their parents have high IQ and good genes. Okay. Drive carefully. Go back and tell your son that little Bean will be back soon." I told him, but he didn't believe me. He's been watching the news all the time. Anyway, you two take care of yourselves. After I'm done with work, I plan to take 3 days off and take you out to play." "Really? You mean it?" Zhu Lingling put her arms around Gao Ran's neck excitedly. Chapter 2738. Humph, when have I ever lied to you? Your husband is the director of the Municipal Public Security Bureau. Of course he's a man of his word. Don't flatter yourself. Damn it, you promised to take me to the Maldives for our honeymoon when we got married, but you've been so busy. Even the President of the United States has more to do than you. Ahem, I'll definitely fight for it this time. Oh yeah, I'll go now. Take care of yourself and take good care of Mian. Zhu Lingling knew she couldn't help much, so she could only bring lunch to everyone and chat with Huamin when she was free. Inside the interrogation room, "Mian, I'm sorry." Hui Yanyan bit her lip. "Don't be in such a hurry. I'm sorry, but let me ask you, where are your mom and He Yongjun?" Huamin asked. "I really don't know." Hui Yanyan looked troubled. "You don't know? No way. My daughter went missing because He Yongjun used Tian as bait to lure them away. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been caught so easily. It's my fault. That day, my mom said she was going to take Tian out to play, and I thought she was her biological granddaughter, so it wouldn't be a problem. I didn't expect her to use Tian as bait. Mian, it wasn't my mom's idea, it was He Yongjun's. He's very powerful and tough. Anyone who doesn't listen to him will die." "So, you're going to push all the blame onto He Yongjun? Fine, then let me ask you, who brought He Yongjun here?" Huamin looked at Hui Yanyan coldly. "Mian, my mom's brain hasn't been normal since her son died. Really, she's not the same as before." "Wow, you're even more cunning now. You're using mental illness to talk to me. I'm a doctor, so I know better than you. Are you trying to say that mental illness can't be prosecuted for murder and kidnapping?" "No, that's not what I meant. I just wanted to say that we've known each other for so many years. You know how important C is to my mom. But I didn't kill Husi. He deserved it. Why are you taking it out on my child? Why are you taking revenge on me?" Huamin was slightly agitated. Right now, she really wanted to tear that woman Xinjiani into pieces. Otherwise, it would be hard to get rid of the hatred in her heart. I know. I told my mom, but she wouldn't listen to anything. I think it's all He Yongjun's fault. He's been egging my mom on every day. He even said that she'd ask for a ransom or something. That's why my mom went crazy. Huo Yanyan. He suddenly called out her full name. You didn't come here today just to talk nonsense, did you? Tell me your purpose. Huomin picked up the cup and slowly drank the water. I know your power. You can use both legal and illegal forces. My child is no longer in my mom's hands. Can you? Before Huo Yanyan could finish her sentence, Huomin flipped the table and threw the cup onto the floor. No, absolutely not, Huomin said agitatedly. Just then, the policeman outside rushed in, thinking that Huomin was beaten up by Huo Yanyan. Miss Hua, are you okay? The two policemen were scared out of their wits. I'm fine. You guys can leave now, Huomin said calmly. As soon as the two policemen closed the door, Huo Yanyan knelt on the floor and started crying. Chapter 2739. Huo Yanyan, you're playing this game with me again. Last time, when she lost her child and was kidnapped by Huo Xiqian, she also put on a pitiful act. She really thought that Huomin was a saint. Last time, Huomin hesitated for a long time, but in the end, he helped her because Huo Yanyan tried her best to save her child when Huo Si kidnapped her. At the end of the day, Huomin was someone who didn't want to owe anyone a favor, so in the end he still paid her back. Although she didn't want to see Huo Xiqian alone, she still went. Now that Huo Yanyan was kneeling down, Huomin's mood was no longer the same as before. Mian, I'm begging you, I'm kowtowing to you. I'm begging you, please show mercy and let my mom go, okay? It was really He Yongjun's idea. My mom was just an accomplice. Even if she has to go to jail, can you please not let her die? She's really my last family member in this world. I don't want to lose her, I'm begging you. Then, Huo Yanyan kowtowed to Huomin, each time louder than the last, until her forehead turned red. In the surveillance room, Gao Ran, Qin Chu, and Su Yu stood in a row, quietly watching the situation in the interrogation room. To be honest, I really want to kill Huo Yanyan as well. No wonder Shen Mingxi was so infatuated with her. I can see now that she's a high-level scheming bitch. I thought she'd become a good person, Su Yu sighed. What's changed? She's always been like that. We've known each other since we were young. Back then, she used the fact that she was Huomin's daughter and bullied him again and again. The good thing is that Huomin never spoiled her and always talked back to her until she had nothing to say. She and her brother are really born from the same mother. They're both so annoying. Chu, do you think Mian will really let that evil woman go because she's soft-hearted? Gao Ran was also worried. After all, women were soft-hearted. Seeing Huo Yanyan cry and howl like this, it was inevitable that they would make up for it. Damn it, even if Mian forgives her, I won't agree to it. I'll definitely do something behind her back and kill that Xinjiani. Pudding and Little Bean were his treasures, and he would never forgive the people who kidnapped them, no matter who they were. Mian won't do that. From the beginning to the end, Qin Chu only said one sentence. He knew Huomin's personality too well. Su Yu, on the other hand, didn't know what to think because he knew that Huomin was pregnant. They all said that pregnant women were easily agitated, soft-hearted, and sensitive. Maybe Huomin really couldn't bear to let Huo Yanyan's damned mother go. The three men guessed and tried to figure out Huomin's thoughts. Mr. Qin quietly watched his wife through the surveillance camera, his eyes gentle. She was the only one who understood his Mian the best. Huomin's love for her children was no less than her love for Qin Chu. It was the reverse scale of a dragon, and anyone who touched it would be infuriated. To Huomin, Qin Chu and her children were her bottom line. No matter who touched it, they would die without a doubt. You asked me to be merciful and let your mother go, but when your mother kidnapped my children, why didn't you ask her to be merciful? I begged her, but she didn't agree. I really begged her, Mian. That's easy. You begged her too, but I didn't agree either. Mian. Hearing Huomin's quick rejection, Huo Yanyan was a little flustered. Chapter 2740. Mian, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I'll apologize to you 1,000 times on behalf of my mom, no, 10,000 times. Hui Yanyan seemed to want to fight for one last chance for her mother. Don't apologize to me. Sorry can only bring you peace of mind, not relief for me. Huamin glanced at Hui Yanyan coldly. Me, you're a mother too? You can't be so heartless. You're wrong. It's because I'm a mother that I have to stand up and seek justice for my child. I, Huamin, am not a saint or a bodhisattva. I don't have the magnanimity to save all living things. I only know that no matter who hurt the person I love the most, I will make her die a horrible death. No one can change that, not even you. Huamin had made it clear that there was no way he could forgive her. Huayan, you're up. I can only say that if you leave now and don't get involved in this, then I'll ask my husband not to punish you. After all, you're with Shen Mingxi now, not with your mother for a long time. But if you insist on getting involved and helping your mother, then I'm sorry, but from now on, we can only be enemies. You know how I deal with my enemies. Then, Huamin glanced at Hui Yanyan with a cold smile and turned to leave. With a slam, the door to the interrogation room slammed shut. Hui Yanyan fell to the ground, wanting to cry but no tears came out. Huamin's intentions were clear. She didn't expect Huamin, who had always seemed so nice, to be so heartless this time. It seemed like there was no other way. Did she really have to let her mother die? In the surveillance room, Su Yu and Gao Ran watched with burning passion. Holy shit, my Mian is a golden sentence. I'm sorry, can only make you feel at ease, not me. You said it so well. Gao Ran excitedly took out his phone to copy a memo. Yes. Well said. Look at Hui Yanyan's expression. Is she stupid? Su Yu was also very excited. The more he understood Huamin, the more he was attracted to her personality. She had never been a saint, much less a Mary Sue. She had never wanted to be labeled as a good person. In this life, she would only do what she liked, only love the people she loved deeply, and be the truest version of herself. That was enough. In the lounge of the municipal bureau, Qin Chu poured a glass of warm water, opened the door and walked in. Honey, is there any news? Huamin stood up immediately. Don't worry, it'll be here soon. We'll split into two groups. One group will surround Xinjiani and the other will go after Zhang Manlin. The child will be fine, don't worry. Qin Chu believed that the child would be safe in Zhang Manlin's hands. Honey, I'm scared. I'm scared of Pudding and Little Bean. Huamin was so anxious that she couldn't speak. Qin Chu picked her up and placed her on his lap. He comforted her in a low voice. Honey, you're smart. You should know that Xinjiani and He Yongjun are outlaws. They want the child for revenge and ransom. The child's life will be in danger at any time. Huamin nodded. But Zhang Manlin is different. She doesn't have a deep grudge against us. Her goal isn't the ransom, so the child will be safe. But Zhang Manlin is Hua Xiqian's woman, Huamin said anxiously. No, she's not Hua Xiqian's woman anymore. Her heart has been shaken. She's no longer under Hua Xiqian's control. After Qin Chu said this, Huamin was slightly shocked. Honey, you're not in a relationship with Zhang Manlin, are you? Huamin stared at Qin Chu and asked seriously. Chapter 2741. Qin Chu was speechless. Honey, if you talk like this, you won't have any friends. Mr. Qin said seriously. Huamin chuckled at his cute side. How can you still laugh? Is it fun to slander your husband? Mr. Qin was depressed. No, I'm just kidding. It's not fun at all. Mr. Qin was still upset. Oh, we've been too tense these days. Hearing you say that, I feel much better. Since the kids are in Zhang Manlin's hands, they should be safe. Plus, I think, Huamin paused deliberately. What do you think? Qin Chu didn't understand what his wife wanted to say. I think with Zhang Manlin's IQ, she'll be destroyed if she's with Pudding and Little Bean. Huamin said optimistically. That's very possible. Qin Chu strongly agreed. The twins were small and weak, but ordinary adults' brains couldn't keep up with their active thinking. When the children come back this time, I have to take precautions. More bodyguards? Huamin guessed Qin Chu's intention. No matter how many bodyguards we have, they'll have to rely on themselves if they're in danger. I'll have to hire a karate master for them. They'll have to train from a young age. That's a good idea, but won't it be too tiring? Huamin cared about his daughters. It's okay as long as they don't get into trouble again. Yeah. You have to train with them too. Mr. Qin, what does that have to do with me? Huamin looked innocent. I'll worry about you too. You're not good at fighting. But I have anesthetic needles. I'm a doctor. That won't work. Anesthetic needles won't work against people like Ian, Qin Chu said. Then karate is useless. Why don't you teach me how to use an AK-47? Huamin talked nonsense with a straight face. That's a good idea, Huamin was speechless at Mr. Qin's response. Mian, do you know who's the strongest solo fighter I've ever seen? Qin Chu suddenly asked. Are there any rewards for guessing correctly? Huamin smiled sweetly. It must be my little Yen, Huamin said. How smart. Qin Chu nodded. I got it right away. That girl comes and goes like a shadow. Even someone like Ian couldn't catch her even after years of trying. You can see how strong she is. Yeah. When I was doing my research in the U.S., I found a video of Lu Yen at West Point. She fought barehanded. She was so thin and weak, but she could fight 7 people at once. Those 7 people weren't ordinary people, they were all her classmates at West Point. 2 of them were even Muay Thai champions and karate champions. Wow, she's that strong? Huamin always knew that Lu Yen was a legendary girl. Although she didn't know much about the world of assassins and mercenaries, she knew that Lu Yen must be very strong after hearing Qin Chu's words. Qin Chu rarely complimented others, but this sister-in-law of his was indeed very strong. Yeah, I have to say that your family has strong genes. To be exact, Professor Lu and Dr. Linya have strong genes. Dr. Linya? She's my mother. But Yen and Dad don't want to talk about her. I really want to see her, Huamin said in a low voice. I did some research, Qin Chu said seriously. Oh, what did you find? Huamin's eyes lit up. Chapter 2742. She wanted to know more about her mother from Qin Chu. Unfortunately, other than finding out that she mysteriously disappeared back then, we couldn't find anything else. Hearing Qin Chu's words, Huamin was slightly disappointed. But I'm sure of one thing. What is it? Huamin raised his head and looked into Qin Chu's deep eyes. Your father, Professor Lu, must have something that Ian really wants. That's why he's been trying so hard to kill Lu Yen and find you all these years. Yeah, I think so too. Huamin agreed with Qin Chu. Professor Lu is not only a highly skilled doctor, but he's also operated on many heads of state. I heard that the President of the United Nations once appointed him as his personal doctor, but he refused, Qin Chu said. Freedom is priceless. Huamin had only met his father a few times, but he knew what his father was thinking. Yes, the professor prefers freedom. But since it's related to medicine, I guess what Ian wants must be very powerful and can even threaten the whole human race. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been so persistent in chasing after Lu Yen and the professor all these years. If I have the chance, I'll ask them. I wonder how Yen is doing. I miss her so much. Ever since Huamin found out that he had a sister, he missed her from time to time. Lu Yen, on the other hand, was elusive and rarely called Huamian. Meanwhile, outside an ice cave on Iceland, Lu Yen was wearing a white fur coat, looking like an elf from the Ice Kingdom. Xiao Fei stood beside her. He was also wearing a white mink fur coat and didn't say a word. Lu Yen stood there quietly, looking at the cave in front of her with a gloomy expression. You should go in and see her, Xiao Fei said. No, it's better this way. I don't want to disturb her sleep. Lu Yan's tone was unusually gentle. Do you and Uncle Lu come every year? My father used to come every year, but in the past 2 years, that pervert Ian has been chasing after him. My father was afraid that he would expose my mother's resting place, so he endured the pain and didn't come. So that's how it is. Sorry to trouble you, Uncle Lu. Dad looks like an emotionless block of wood, but he loves me a lot. Otherwise, with Dad's current status, he could afford to have a harem of 3,000 women, Lu Yen said. Ahem, are you sure you're not slandering your parents? Xiao Fei was speechless. He's used to it. Fine, you win. But Yen, I'm really curious. Will Auntie wake up? Is he brain dead? Xiao Fei asked. He knew Lu Yen rarely talked about her mother, Dr. Linya. The professor also rarely mentioned it. This seemed to be a taboo topic for the father and daughter. Hearing his question, tears welled up in Lu Yan's eyes. She'll wake up? Yes, that's right. That's what Dad said. Did Auntie become like this because of her enemies? Xiao Fei was curious. No, she became like this herself. Lu Yen bit her lips. Oh. Xiao Fei was surprised. Okay, asshole Xiao, you've asked enough questions. If it weren't for the fact that you're a fugitive with me, I wouldn't waste my time talking to you. Remember to keep it a secret from me. If you leak it out, I'll kill you. Lu Yen tilted her head and smiled at Xiao Fei. So, Lu Yen, are you threatening me? Xiao Fei looked at Lu Yen with a smile. Chapter 2743. Yeah, I'm threatening you. What are you going to do? Bite me? Lu Yen said arrogantly. She thought Xiao Fei wouldn't do anything to her since he was such a cold person. But to her surprise, Xiao Fei bit Lu Yan's lips. To be exact, he nibbled on her lips. Psycho Xiao, what are you doing? You're really biting me. Woo. Lu Yen pushed Xiao Fei away and fell on top of him again. The glaciers in Iceland were covered in snow all year round. The two of them rolled around in the snow, creating quite a scene. 5 minutes later, damn it. I'm almost out of breath. Lu Yen pushed Xiao Fei away and gasped for air. Yen, let's go to Las Vegas, okay? But how many rounds do you want to play? No. We're going to register our marriage. What? Lu Yen was shocked again. She almost choked and passed out. You have a fever. What are you talking about? Lu Yen stuttered, obviously lacking in confidence. I don't have a fever. I'm serious. We'll be together forever. Why don't we register? Lu Yen was speechless and didn't know what to say. As for the wedding, we'll make up for it later. When we have the chance to go back to China, we can hold it together with Sis and the others. As far as I know, Sis and brother-in-law haven't held a wedding yet, right? My sister hasn't had a wedding either. So, do you want to marry me? You don't have anything. How can you propose to me like this? Lu Yen was exasperated and amused. Xiao Fei glanced at Lu Yen indifferently and said confidently, yeah, I don't have anything. I'm with you every day, eating your food, drinking your water, living in your house, and using your money. Would you marry a man who lives off you? How dare you say that? Shame on you. Lu Yen burst into laughter. Cut the crap. Do you want to marry me or not? Xiao Fei asked directly. Do you want to fight with me? If you win, I'll marry you. If you lose, get the hell out of my way. Lu Yen said crudely. Boring. Xiao Fei got up from the ground in disdain. He shook the snow off his clothes and ignored Lu Yen. The two of them didn't mention the registration in Las Vegas either. Lu Yen had arranged for people to protect Huamin and the baby in China, but now the baby was missing. Lu Yan's subordinate reported to his master anxiously but couldn't reach Lu Yen. Every time she came to Iceland to visit her mother in the ice cave, Lu Yen didn't bring any communication devices with her. She was afraid that Ian would take advantage of the situation and fail to catch her or find her father. Therefore, she had been racking her brains to find her mother's body. In order to prevent her whereabouts from being leaked, Lu Yen had isolated herself from the world and didn't know that the baby was missing. In China, Suyu's private villa. I know. Don't worry about it. I believe the child will be back soon. After Suyu hung up the phone with his mother, he let out a long sigh and closed his eyes to rest. The past few days had been torturous for him. He couldn't even eat or drink properly. Just then the doorbell rang. Thinking it was Tang Chuan, he went to open the door and cursed, "Can't you fucking let me have a good night's sleep?" But when he opened the door and saw the person in front of him, Su Yu froze. Why you here? You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.